Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. For those of you who might be new here, I blog every day at kjaggers.com. The link to my blog is below. I would love it if you visited sometime. So today I am back doing a question and answer video. I have, basically new subscribers popping in every day. I get lots of daily questions and I'm trying to make some more direct videos answering those questions for you guys. I thought it would be easier to refer people to these videos who ask those questions. So today I am answering your questions about culinary school, like when, where, what was my experience, how I've used it in my home, what I thought about it, was it worth it, all of that kind of stuff. So I originally started Sullivan University in Louisville, Kentucky. It is a small private college that is a culinary school. They have a business management program. They have a paralegal program. And that's what I went in on, was the paralegal program to move on into law school. So while I was there getting that bachelor degree, I saw the chefs in and out every day in their cute little jackets and they're carrying their knives, and I was just so impressed. And actually when I was in high school, one of the chefs from that school came to my school and did a demonstration of bananas Foster right there in the classroom, and I was hooked. But my family was against it and they were not going to support me in that. So I went ahead and got the paralegal degree and a business management degree, and I really did not want to go to law school, and I kind of just stopped, and I went and applied for loans and went back to Sullivan University for their baking and pastry program. Now, I did not get the full-on associate's degree or the full-on bachelor's degree. I got a certificate. It was fun, and it was a lot of work though, and there was a lot of classes. There was a lot of menu planning and learning how to, break everything down by cost for restaurants. There was not a ton on organic foods. I was there in 1998, and there was not a ton of information on organic foods being taught to the students. Now, through a few professors that I do keep up with on social media, they are incorporating that more, but it was not as huge. And I had to take a lot of the cooking classes, even for the baking and pastry. Now, the culinary degree was cooking. The baking and pastry degree is baking and pastry. But for each, you have to learn a little bit. Like if you were just doing culinary, you would have to learn a little bit of baking and pastry. And if you were doing baking and pastry, you would still have a little bit of the culinary to learn. So, we spent weeks going over stocks, and, for me, a lot of my memories are cutting myself in the beginning because my knives were so sharp and my sleeves were long and they were always dipping in different stuff. So I had to have my jacket professionally altered. I also remember a lot of sweating because you're in those hot kitchens, and a lot of people do not realize that. A lot of women, they don't realize how hot that kitchen really can be, especially in a professional kitchen. So what we would do, we would have class for 3 days a week, and then we would have lab, which was cooking 2 days a week. And on lab days, we would go in, we would cook in groups, and we would make tons of food, and then we would sit it all out on a big stainless steel table, and we would enjoy tasting that food together as a class. And it was very profound. A lot of us found things that we didn't even know we liked. I tried some fish that I never thought I would try, and the experience was amazing. The kitchen there, the lunchroom area, you intern in, and so you're cooking for your fellow classmates, sometimes breakfast, lunches, and that is ran by the students. So it's really nice. Now, a lot of people have asked, have I ever worked in the food industry? I worked at Julep's Catering out of Louisville, and that was through Sullivan, the college. And really, no, I have not. When I came out, so I was going to Florida, and a lot of us had job placement at Disney and a lot of the different restaurants through Disney, around Disney, in the Orlando area. So I went down there, did some interviewing, but honestly just did not like the hours. And I wanted to be home with my family. And if that meant I was cooking, I was there during dinner time. And if I was doing any kind of baking or pastry, usually you would have to get there super early in the morning to prepare everything. And then you're off during the majority of the afternoon. And a lot of times the restaurant and the different people there can put your desserts together. But some really good restaurants want you back on the dinner shift so you can, make beautiful masterpieces from desserts and, serve them to the customers. So the hours were really intense and I didn't want to do it. Now, I learned a lot of things really from culinary school. I think one of the strongest things that I can say I learned, which might sound a little bit odd, was using fresh herbs. I was taught how to cook for my grandparents and my mom. And honestly, for the longest time, even my mom and my grandmothers, both of them, really never used fresh herbs. They wanted dry herbs, if any, and the seasonings were mild. So I was learning in culinary school a lot more about fresh herbs. It's when I really started having like a herb garden, and I was taking back a lot of my knowledge to my grandmothers and even to my mom. And it was just a really good experience. I made a ton of friends. Now, it cost quite a bit. I don't know if I would redo it because I'm not working in that field, and I didn't think it through because, why really go to school for something that is more like a hobby to you than what you want to be a profession? Because now I have those student loans and I'm not working in that profession. So I'm not sure if I would go back and redo that, even though the experiences were amazing. And I learned so much. I learned about the different cuts of meat, and, I still cook in my own ways. You guys see that in the What's Cooking videos. But again, I was really taught by my grandparents. And that makes me seem like I cook from the 70s or the 60s or the 50s, then so be it. I have incorporated a lot of the things from culinary school, especially with the different tools and the different recipes and learning how to really properly read a recipe and figure out the different measurements, especially if you want to take it up or take it down. That was actually a struggle with those measurements. I'm terrible with fractions, but I learned it. I got through it, and it's just a great experience. So if you're somebody, who really does want to make a profession out of cooking or baking, I highly recommend it. If you're a stay-at-home wife and mom and just want something to do, there's tons of cooking classes, usually within your communities, that don't require so much money and so much time. So yeah, those are really my thoughts. I made a ton of wonderful friends, had a wonderful experience at Sullivan College. It's still a beautiful college. I love it, and I would recommend it to anybody in the Louisville or Indiana area because it's private, it's small, it's really nice, and the food in the lunchroom is amazing. And I don't know. I just really had a good experience. But then again, those are things that I use more as a hobby instead of, a job. So it was worth it in some ways, but in other ways it wasn't. And, the hours, again, is something that will deter a lot of people. A lot of us want to be home with our families, and those kitchen hours are insane. So yeah, I will put the link below for Sullivan College just in case it's something that you're interested in, or if you want to have a look around the campus. I'm sure their website shows everything. I'm not as current or up to date with the college as I used to be. I'm not sure about all the different programs. I do know that they have, like a travel program. So if you want to be like a stewardess, or if you want to maybe work on a cruise ship, or if you want to work in a travel kind of business, then that's definitely a place that would, help you grow in that area. That's one thing that I do remember a lot, was the professors were really kind. They helped you out. They were supportive, and they stuck with you till you got it. I had the hardest time making flowers with different doughs, and I was really stressed out about it, but they helped, and they helped me learn how to airbrush my cakes, all of which I probably could do as a small business, but nothing I really want to do. I feel like wedding cakes are so big. I would feel terrible if I disappointed somebody. So I've never really made them for, any kind of job or business or event. I have made some birthday cakes for friends and such, but again, those are so special. If I get it wrong or if they don't like it, it's just going to be devastating. So I really don't do that, but the professors there were so helpful. So that is my culinary school story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you leave any other questions you have about anything else you want to know below. I'll be back next week with another question and answer video. Still deciding on which one it is, but I will be sure to come back and answer some more questions for you guys. Again, leave them in the comments if you want something specifically answered, and I will see you very soon. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you take a second and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Click on my name below. You can subscribe that way. You won't miss any new videos. And if you want to follow along on Facebook and Instagram, I would love it, so you don't miss any new updates or photos. That would be great. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.